It's 5:01. That means it's time for us to put on a live artist here, a local artist live. Best I can tell. Yep. Breathing and nodding, and he's moving. That's a good sign, folks. Anyway, nobody else in town will do this in terms of media, just KPFT. So enjoy, and remember that you support it. I'd like to introduce to you Sam Barker. Sam, take it away. Play a couple. We'll come back and chat a bit.
Sounds good.
Talk I won't got all the time I need. Made my mistakes, but I always did love you. Pains me to think of life without you. I can't help feeling maybe through. Say the problems all I'm doing. Say my actions split us apart. I take the blame for all the anger. Promise we can try to make us a brand new start. Damn right, I took it for granted. Figured that you'd always be around. Never thought of fame in August southbound. Too busy driving myself right in the ground. Say the problems all we do. Say my actions split us apart. Take the blame for all the anger. Promise we could try to make us a brand new start. Talk I won't got all the time in the world. I don't think I can live without your smile. Willing to admit that I'm the reason. I ain't seen you do it quite a while. Say the problems all we do. Say my actions split us apart. Take the blame for all the anger. Promise we could try to make us a brand new start. Take the blame for all the anger. Promise we could try to make us a brand new start.
Right. Here's another one.
Trail hounds turn the pages, bloodshot eyes search the words. Old Leslie postmarks the light away. Yeah, she's still in Kansas, last I heard. God miss your loving arms, where they held me close, lady uncertainty, you know she made everything alright. Doctors, they say it's the worst. They say no cure, no chance it fast. So one more night in a row, I can die here in Kansas. Mother got sick in '93. Now as a selfish man, I told her not to leave. She left Houston on that Greyhound bus, and I started doing things you wouldn't believe. Drank myself to bed most every night. Yeah, and I didn't need drugs, could to make it through. Drugs took my money, took my health, and they left me here broken and blue. Doctors, they say it's the worst. They say no cure, no chance it fast. It's one more night in a row, I can die here in Kansas. The doctor said the end's near. Put on too many miles, not enough years. And I just pray that she'll forgive me. You know she's the only thing to take away my fears. Dreaming back to the better days, you and me dancing down at Dottie's to our favorite song. God miss loving arms, 'cause everything in this life, it has gone wrong. Doctors, they say it's the worst. They say no cure, no chance it fast. It's one more night in a row, I can die here in Kansas. Doctors, they say it's the worst. They say no cure, no chance it fast. It's one more night in a row, I can die here in Kansas. I can die here in Kansas.
Sam Barker in the KPFT studio. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me out.
Well, I'm glad you're here, let me tell you, because I didn't bring the extra half hour of music, that's for sure. And we always have somebody live.
I'm glad I have some sort of service, you know.
Sam, your musical roots are in this area, right here. And I'm going to start in the middle and kind of work backwards and wind up where we are now, okay?
Sounds good.
But most recently, you've played with Randy Hill and the collective Wayward Sons, right? You were down here with the Wayward Sons in the studio?
It's me and Hugh Green. Randy was our first drummer for a while, then he left, and but I also play in the Dragliners with Randy as well.
Right, and that goes
Ben
back,
Hall
and that band goes back a little bit further than Wayward
Yeah,
Sons.
but I'm the baby in the band. I've only been there for like 4 years now. So.
Right, and the music you just played, I think, is pretty exemplary of what might fit into those two bands, either one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I say, with the Wayward Sons, I do half of the songwriting, and then with, me and Ben Hall actually spend a lot of time writing together. So there's songs we're working on now, our imagined project that one day will happen. Me and Ben like to get together, crack open a 12-pack of Schlitz and just play guitar and write down lyrics. We keep it classy.
We can't say 12-pack on the air. We can say 6-pack or 18-pack, but for some reason.
That's weird. Six.
That is weird.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize that was the dirty word.
No, it's okay. Yeah, just bring enough for everybody. So yeah, I mean, the music that comes out of that it reflects that exact, I'll call it moodiness right there.
Yeah.
And always well played and well presented lyrically.
Yeah, I think it comes from, we all grew up in the 90s, with all the angst-ridden, downer tunes and all that. So I think it just came with with our exposure. Plus, a lot of the 70s rock stuff, not all of it was the most upbeat. You get into like things like the MC5 and stuff like that, and there was a lot of, protest music, and it wasn't all, the most happiest stuff on earth. So, we're all happy guys. We're just...
But in high school, you were telling me you spent some time in a punk band.
Oh, I spent years like I was just, a lot of that came due to just lack of musical skill. But then over time you learn, up until, not too far before I turned 30, playing, punk rock bands and heavy distortion, down-tuned guitars and stuff like that. It was just, it's fun to just get up there and just let go of everything, Surprised not more parents and stuff do that instead of this, because you get angry, just let things out instead of on the children or whatever.
Scream a while.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just, it's fun to plug in a bunch of pedals and make a bunch of noise, and let go of it for a minute. So, I still have an affinity for that. People, you come into my job, I'm listening to Faith No More 1 minute, Avail the next, and then I've got Roger Waters or something, and then next time you come in, it's like the Bottle Rockets. So I like to keep it eclectic,
Well, now at this very moment, I feel like I should be like on an aircraft carrier with a big mission accomplished banner behind me. Because I took you from the middle to the beginning, and now I want to wind up with what you just played, and the writing you're doing now, and the meld of influence that comes. Especially, I can hear a little punk in that. There's and a little of the angst that you mentioned.
Yeah, I'd hope so. A lot of it's just going through... a lot of it's not necessarily autobiographical, but a lot of it's pulled from people I've known or experiences I've been through with people. Well, I'm not going to play it today. Like I've wrote a song about my brother went through rehab called Goodbye Letter that was, a deeply personal thing. It's just trying to relate that. I'm not one to kink everything, want to be pretty. I'm a huge Tom Petty fan, so, occasionally the pop makes it in. But, at the same time, that angst and that, you can't be afraid. Music's a lot like theater to me, where it's like you can't just kind of pick one thing. Sometimes the character of the song or just the feeling of it, you have to be angry. Sometimes you don't sing as well because you're trying to get across an idea where, it's not necessarily all about the, execution as far as skill-wise. It's execution of how the story should go. So I like to dedicate myself to the story of the song.
Well, while you're dedicating, why don't you go ahead and do another one? We'll come back and talk a little bit more. What do you think?
Right. That sounds good to me.
Sam Barker in the KPFT studio this afternoon, courtesy of you. Remember that tip jar at kpft.org. Without commercials, without underwriting, you make this possible.
Feels like my wheels done broke down again. Nothing seems less these days anyway. Well, I got nothing to give, even less to gain, and I know I'm no better than the curses you slang. Yeah, it's all too familiar, cycling back around the casualty of this sad old town. Every time I get up off the ground, I end up falling back down. Yeah, I always fall back. Last paycheck spent, there's nothing I can do. Sad state of affairs, no hope, hold on to. At the bottom, they say it's just despair around you, and I'm doing all I can not fall right through. Yeah, it's all too familiar, cycling back around the casualty of this sad old town. Every time I get up off the ground, I end up falling back down. Yeah, I always fall back down. Voicemails and endless rings, they sing me to sleep. Dixie fuel nightmares where I once had dreams. When the pain you sow becomes the guilt you reap, another excuse till life apart at the seams. Yeah, it's all too familiar, cycling back around the casualty of this sad old town. Every time I get up off the ground, I end up falling back down. Yeah, I always fall back down. Yeah, I keep on falling back down. Yeah, I always fall back down.
Sam Barker. That was Fall Back Down.
Yes.
Good name for that tune.
It just kind of just made sense.
Yeah, what inspired that, Sam?
Well, like I said, it's that goodbye letter song. I had a brother who went through rehab a few years back, and I wrote him a song. I went to all the meetings and everything, and just, he could never seem to shake the bottle, man. And I just finally, last time, or I guess the time before last, unfortunately, they did that. I just, I was in an angry place about it. I was very upset, and I knocked that song out in probably 15 minutes just out of, again, a lot of songwriters do stuff. It's more of a mental healing kind of thing. So that was my way of coping with yet another misstep.
It's a very angry place, even though you're on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah.
For the people that have experience living with that and not fighting the demon, but fighting with the person that's fighting the demon.
Right.
It's a very difficult thing.
It is. And, I've never
Is
really...
that the real you, doctor?
Exactly. No, it is. And it was just, just in one of those places, man, that was just the best way to cope, was to push that one out. So...
Now you're about to take off where no Sam Barker yourself has gone before, is what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah.
You don't have the Enterprise, but maybe you're leasing one from, I don't know. But anyway, you're warping out of Houston. You're about to start a big tour here. Where are you going?
Yeah, well, tonight we're playing at Bohemios. Me and, speaking of Randy Hill, his new band, Little Outfit, with him, Nathan Taylor and Amy Krebs are playing with me. And Hugh Green's opening, who's my bandmate in Wayward Sons, keeping it a family affair. And then after that, we're heading out. We're going to go out to Atlanta, Johnson City, Tennessee, which is, I'm trying to remember, the Acoustic Coffee House. And then we're going up through Brooklyn, New York, Richmond, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Canton, Ohio, Philadelphia. I'm not doing it in the exact order, but we're going on. I've never been to the East Coast. I've been all through the Midwest multiple times, but originally this was going to be my chance to go up to northern New York and see Craig Biggio when he got put into the Hall of Fame, but they blew it this year, so we stayed southern New York and just going back through the Midwest.
There you go. Well, getting up to upstate New York in the summertime is a real treat.
Yes.
Cooperstown, I haven't been there in man, I think Lincoln was president when I was there last. But anyway, that is a very cool place to go visit in the summer, especially.
Yeah, that's
in the winter, it's just a cold place to visit, no doubt about it.
But during the summer, nothing beats getting north of Texas.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. At least, yeah. It does get a little warm. I was discussing that earlier. Not even summer yet. Well, it is now, I mean, officially, but think of August.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And think of it now.
I actually think we booked a few outside shows for August, so I'm really
So you're a smart man to get out of here and
really
get on the road.
to that. Yeah.
So this is the first time you've been to these cities.
Yeah.
You're looking and tell me about the energy going into this. What are you anticipating for audiences as you travel?
You know, to be realistic about it, it's places I've never even stepped foot. I know a few people in the area. I know a few bands in the area. But, you know, you pull in 15, 20 people you pull in, that's me trying to sound cool for radio. You pull in 10 people, if you get double-digit people who actually listen and care and actually, even if they don't know who you are, you just sit down and pay attention. You know, it's the old adage, though, one person who actually cares will make the show, and it does. I mean, there's times you get up there and just have one person who's like, oh, man, and they sit down and listen. You know, you'll play just as hard as you could for 100 people. So it's just, you know, my goal is 10 people to actually pay attention and go. I mean, I know some of the venues are with shows with other bands where they'll be bigger. You know, I'm opening for somebody or playing with some other people that are good locals. But the ones by myself, if I just get a handful of people, you know, some of them are like Wednesday night. If you get 2 people who actually venture out into a bar at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night, you know, man, you just hit the lottery.
Yeah, well, you know.
I've seen
that jack.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen bands that have, you know, multiple major label albums on a Tuesday night in Houston playing to me and 4 other guys. Who
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can never tell, and
Yeah.
it's a real fickle science at best.
Yeah.
If you can call it a science, even. But people support live music. I mean, you're hearing this from the musician. It matters. If you go out, you enjoy that show, you're rocking to it, whatever, getting into it and opening your mind up a little bit.
Yeah, just one person.
It's symbiotic. You've done a good thing.
That's 100% true.
You heard some good music, you enjoyed it, and other people are enjoying you doing that. So pretty cool stuff.
Exactly.
Sam, you want to play another one?
Yeah, I can
Okay,
do that.
very good.
I'll do an upbeat one. This is a song.
There we go.
Song I wrote for my wife a while back. I wrote enough love songs not about her that I figured I'd write one for her. So this song's called Out of the Woods. It goes out to her. She's my bear.
Remember your face on the pale moonlight, way it shine like a beacon every night. That story crossing your lips so sweet, the world seemed to disappear neath our feet. For the bills they got in the way, all the harsh words you had to say. My had a days turned into years, now I'm so glad of the hush. Would you have said now had your days turned into years? Now I'm so glad we're still here. My head and days they turned into years. Now I'm so glad we're still here.
I'm glad Sam Barker's here to play that. Now that's done by Little Outfit and Wayward Sons, and the Dragliners all play that tune, right?
I know Wayward Sons do. I'm not sure though. I don't know. No, you know what it is? I shouldn't say this on the radio. That chord progression is totally stolen from Todd Snyder. Totally stolen from a Todd Snyder song. I didn't realize it at the time. I wrote it, I did that, and I was like, oh, so it's actually, if you listen to here comes the cease and desist, but Rocket Fuel by Todd Snyder. Uh-huh. It was just like, one day I was playing it, and I was like, Rocket? I was like, oh, no.
They both have an E minor.
They both have the same, the G, C, G. It's just like, oh, man.
I got news for you, Sam. A lot of songs are just G, C, D. So
I know. About yeah, I know. But it was just playing with the Dragliners. It was like, oh, God, I'm playing Rocket Fuel. But, it's different. I mean, if you know the progression, you probably know it. But
how do people find your music? You got a website? Or
yeah, I have
how do we get in touch with you?
It's SamuelBarker.net. On the Twitter, it's at Sam6025. On the Facebook, it's facebook.com/SamuelBarkerMusic. You can find me there. I run the open mic at Court Grinders in Baytown every other week, so you can come see me there if you'd like,
What night is that?
That's Thursday. It's every other Thursday.